Hi, Sarah here with a layout process video using the Like Forever September kit. For this layout, I begin with some mixed media. I've already chosen the basic colours that I want that are within the September kit papers, and I've gone for the peach and yellow tones that are in there. And here I've just spritzed my paper, which is multi-mixed medium paper, so it does actually work really well with mixed media. It won't warp the paper. And I've just added some water, and then on top of that I've added my spray, and then I've just let it drip down the page a little bit, and then just mopped it up with some kitchen towel, and then I'll just leave that to dry. There's my picture. It's just a selfie of me and my boy, so it's really handy to have titles that are sort of just for every day when you've not done anything in particular, you just fancied a picture. So for this one I use Shine Today, I think it was, which are literally just words from the sticker sheets and from the ephemera, which made it really easy, so I didn't have to worry about the fact that I had to think of something to say about my picture, because I do a lot of just little pictures of me and my boy, so you run out of ideas otherwise. So here I'm just taking out all the scraps that I have left over from my September kit. I've pretty much only got about 2 full sheets left, but I've got lots and lots of little bits. So I decide for this one I want to add a few different layers that will make the colours pop from the mixed media, and vice versa with the papers. So I also decide that I want to go with a bit of a messy look with my papers. So once I've chosen the few layers, I decide to, rather than just trim them neatly, I just decide to tear them all. And just to add a little bit of definition around my photo, I do actually back it onto white cardstock as well, so it's just like a photo border, standard photo border look to it. So I take all my papers and just work out where I want to have up to, and then just start tearing. And then once I've got a few pieces, I do actually put them all together and then change my mind. Obviously I've torn it the wrong way, because one way it gives you a white border, the other way it's the opposite side of the paper that does it. So here's just a few different ways I messed with it. It did take me absolutely ages, so I edited most of that out because I literally played around with it for ages. And in the end I make my cluster a little bit closer together, and I didn't use the waterfall sort of cluster on this one, but I'll definitely do that on another one. I did like the look of it, it just didn't work with my background. And I wanted quite a close cluster because I didn't want to cover up much of my mixed media. Here is just some foam that I've just added to the back of my photograph. It's just some cheap foam from the craft shop, and it just makes your photo pop up so it stands out from your background and from your ephemera. Here, looks a bit odd, I'm just sprinkling water onto my background and then drawing up some of the ink, so you get an extra bit of mottled effect on the background there. I've just done a little close-up of that, and now I'm just bringing in my ephemera. What I tend to do is I just pile loads of stuff on. If I think something looks good, I'll just pile it on top of something else that I'd put in the same place, and then just make my decisions based on that. So what I'm actually doing here isn't what it'll end up like. I just pile lots of stuff on and work out what I think looks nice. Most of the stuff that's the ephemera there is stuff that is coloured to match, and so I just use it all, throw it all on, and then make my decisions afterwards. And there's a few wood veneer in there as well that I want to add in. I tend to do sort of 3 clusters, the whole rule of 3 thing that's always looks more pleasing to the eye. So there we go. Sorry, the light has changed because it's very dark, so sometimes it's artificial, sometimes it's daylight. I have to work around the little boy in the picture, so I do have to stop and start. Down in the corner I've just added my date and the cluster down there. As you can see, the ephemera is peeking over the edge of the page. That's because I've cut down my paper and I'll have a border around it once I'm finished. I'm adding just a few enamel dots and bringing out the colours from a paper, so I'm adding yellow, blues and sort of pinky peaches, and then the darker pink as well. And I put my title there, I've overlapped it slightly onto the photo as well, because I like to add things onto photos. I think it looks nice. I've just added a little extra sticker down the side there. All the ephemera is from the, I think most of it's from the Posh collection. And then there's a few Evilicious wood veneer and some of the enamel dots, I think. Oh, and Jelly Bean Soup word fetty. I just went through them, grabbed a load of words and then just picked 3 that I liked. And then just pop them on my layout as well. I'm just experimenting with where to put them. And I decide on there. I think I'll leave one off there because I feel like there's just too much wood in that corner. I want to, I end up adding one below the photo instead, just because I felt like it balanced a bit better. And there we go. If you'd like to get a hold of some Like Forever kits, I will leave links below to the Like Forever shop, and I'll also leave links to my own Facebook group and my Instagram and things like that if you want to join me in my group. So I'm now adding my background on there. I chose navy blue because it brings out all the elements of blue from within the paper and the ephemera, and it also helps to really keep anything of mixed media nice and flat, hence the overload of adhesive there. It's just to help keep my layout flat, because mixed media paper doesn't warp too much, but it still a little bit does if you drench your paper like I do when I'm doing that technique. So I've just glued all that down, and to finish with I just add some Heidi Swap Gold Colour Shine, which is my favourite product ever. It's so beautiful. So I just add some on the areas that I've added embellishments, and avoid the faces on my pictures. I don't mind some on the dark areas of my pictures. I think it looks quite pretty, but obviously I avoid faces and things. And I also add it so that it gets onto my border, because the gold stands out really nicely against the navy blue. So I do actually add a bit more so that it all hits the border. And that's me done. So here's some close-ups. And thanks for joining me. If you'd like to see more from me, please like and subscribe.